Have you ever felt quietly out of sync with everyone else in your group without being able to explain exactly why? You watch people navigate complex social situations effortlessly, while you struggle to read between the lines. At first, it's easy to mistake this for social anxiety or simply being an introvert. But that explanation does not quite land because this is not about a temporary mood or lack of confidence. It's about a nervous system and a mind that is fundamentally wired to process reality at an entirely different frequency. Today, we're looking at the psychology and the main traits of a mind with autism. For most people, the physical environment is simply a neutral backdrop. But for the autistic mind, the world is loud, bright, and impossible to ignore. They experience a profound tendency to notice small details that others naturally filter out. This isn't just a psychological preference, it is a neurological reality where things like fluorescent lights or downlights feel genuinely abrasive. It shows up in daily life as hating to wear socks or struggling to tolerate the seams in clothing. Their senses are taking in so much external data that they might have supersensitive hearing, yet simultaneously experience a disconnect from their own internal physical signals. They might possess a surprisingly high pain tolerance or go through the entire day not realizing they're hungry or thirsty. The environment isn't just distracting to them, it is all-consuming. Because the world feels so overwhelming and unpredictable, social interaction becomes an equation that must be constantly solved. This brings us to the second hidden trait, the profound exhaustion of masking and over-planning everything. An autistic mind often spends hours scripting conversations in advance, trying to anticipate every possible direction a dialogue might take. And when the moment finally passes, they don't just move on. They spend hours thinking about what they could have said, going over social interactions again and again in their head. To avoid the pain of miscommunication, they might prefer written communication, where they can spend hours perfecting exactly what they want to say. They might hate phone calls entirely, read a text message, think about it for a week, and then eventually decide it's probably too late to reply anyway. In group settings, they struggle to find an appropriate gap in group conversation, feeling deeply awkward and out of place. To survive, they rely on imitating other people, constantly adjusting their behavior to blend in. But this constant background anxiety comes with a heavy cost. They feel tired all the time for no good reason, simply because existing in a neurotypical world requires so much manual effort. There's a massive misconception that autistic minds lack emotion or empathy. The truth is often the exact opposite. They are frequently overly empathic, absorbing the feelings of others to the point of being completely overwhelmed. Sometimes they find they relate to animals far better than they relate to humans, because animals offer a pure connection without complex, unspoken social expectations. Yet internally, they may have intense difficulty identifying their own emotions because those feelings seem like they're all jumbled together. From the outside, this intense internal world might be masked by a flat affect, also known as a resting bitch face. They might speak in a monotone voice or rely on being deadpan sarcastic all the time, which people misinterpret as a lack of care. They might even have an atypical sense of humor, finding inappropriate things funny. But this mind is not just defined by what overwhelms it, it's defined by how uniquely it sees the world. Autistic minds are incredible at seeing patterns in everything. They often think in pictures and love to think outside the box, generating brilliant ideas that no one else seems to be able to understand. Instead of a generalized, steady focus, they operate on a two-speed productivity system. They're either super fast and super efficient or doing nothing at all. They're driven by a constant need to always want to understand why things work the way they do. They find profound comfort in repetition and routine, which might look like watching the same movie or TV series over and over again, eating the same food every day, or having a favorite thing that goes with them everywhere. They often develop a deep obsession with a specific topic, becoming really good at something that others might consider completely useless. Because their brain develops asymmetrically, they might have a very good memory for some things and a terrible memory for other things. They can be the kind of person who makes people wonder how someone so clever could be so stupid. Being autistic often means living in extremes. You might find that you're constantly either too much or not enough in any given area. But when you step back and look at these traits not as deficits, but simply as signs of atypical development, a certain magical quality emerges. It's a mind that tells the truth, even when it probably shouldn't. A mind that sees people as people, effortlessly forgetting about social class and rigid expectations. If you listened to this and thought, maybe this might be me, you're not alone. This channel is a space for understanding the quieter psychological patterns that shape how we think, connect, and move through the world. If you found this meaningful, consider subscribing so you don't miss future conversations. Let me know what you think of this video, and tell me in the comments below which traits resonated most strongly for you. Thank you for watching.